Good evening and welcome to tonight's video where we're going to be doing something completely different. We're going to do a little Q&A, get to know each other, get to know us. We fire away with a question each and yeah, we go from there. Tips, how you going?
I'm good, mate. How are you?
Good. Just a quick joke, mate.
Your head.
Yeah, what do you call a Spanish streaker?
Spanish streaker.
Senor
Tell me
Willie.
what?
Senor Willie.
I don't like it. I'm laughing because it's stupid.
Oh, fair enough. Well, look,
I'm still laughing. I'm still laughing. It's all right.
let's get straight into it. I'll fire away the first question for our Q&A, all right? All right, question one. If you could sit down with two people, dead or alive, who would they be and why?
This was going to be one of the questions I asked you. Was um just so everyone knows, we weren't allowed to tell each other what the questions were, so this is completely off the cuff,
Yep,
isn't it?
absolutely.
Look, you should have given me some warning on this question because
We'll just go one, one person, dead or alive, who would it be and why?
oh look, I've already met my childhood hero. I met him at Magic Round this year, Mr. Darren Lockyer. But look, it would probably have to be some sort of war hero or something like that because I'm really fascinated with World War II history and stuff like that. So I don't know, something to do with military or war, something back in World War One, World War Two, something like Albert Jacker or someone like that. If you don't know who Albert Jacker is, research him. He's one of Australia's greatest ever soldiers.
Oh, fair enough.
Um, I don't know, a sportsman, Michael Jordan,
No, no,
maybe.
just one, just one.
That's a hard one.
All right, fire away.
Um, what did you want to be growing up?
I wanted to be, don't laugh, a PDHPE teacher when I was at school. Um, and then I realised that you had to do another 4 years of university, weren't guaranteed a job. And then my career mind changed and I wanted to be a garbage truck driver. And then my mother slapped me, and that was the end of that.
My girls still say to me, Dad, you should come be a PE teacher at school.
There you go. That
Look, if I could just walk into the job tomorrow, yeah, sure. I don't have to go to uni for fucking 65 years, but
no, fair enough. Well, it's funny because I've got question two written down, and it's as a child, what did you want to be growing up?
for me, I early on, like every kid wanted to be a sportsman. So for me, I wanted to be a I wanted to be a basketball player, first of all. Wanted to be a basketball player, obviously wanted to be a footy player. But apart from that, I actually wanted to be an architect.
Very nice. I didn't
Was
know that.
because I loved art, graphics, technical drawing, all that sort of stuff. So
And then
I
you
always wanted
realise
to be an
you
architect.
then you realise you have to
Okay.
have, then you realise you had to have brains, I'm guessing.
Well, yeah, I didn't think of that side of it. I just loved drawing and was pretty good at it. So
Oh, fair
yeah.
enough. Thanks for being truthful. Rightio. Far away.
Me?
Yeah.
Do you have a hidden talent that no one knows about?
Oh, hidden talent.
Or
Um,
like a party trick? Like, can you turn your eyelids inside out or
I can do this with my tongue that only 1% or few percent of people can do. I can turn into a three-leaf clover. Look,
what? Oh, yes. How
that's
does
a
that go on? How does that go on the?
well, mate, wouldn't have a clue. But
Does it work for treat? No.
apparently, you look that up. Only select few people can do that.
Yeah, there you go. That's your party trick.
There you go.
There you go.
Bree, for you, mate. What is currently at the top of your bucket list?
To be honest, I don't really have one. I don't look. Obviously, me and you we're ex-military, right? And I did 10 years as a tankie, and you know 8 9 years as a truckie. So I've been and done some pretty cool shit, and doing all that cool shit sort of numbed me to the rest of the world. So I don't really have any um great desire to go bungee jumping or skydiving, any of that sort of shit. Um, if if I had a choice to do something, it would probably be something like go do the like European war tours, like at Eastern Front, or go check out Omaha, Utah, all your where D-Day landings, all that sort of stuff. So when anything to do with sort of World War One, World War Two war history, I'd love to go visit.
Beautiful. Thank you. Fire away.
Um, this is the same sort of question I got for you. What's one thing in history that you could wish you could go back and be there and witness it?
So I've
So
obviously
you're actually alive at a certain point in time and you get to see this happen.
absolutely, I would love to be back at the Roman days and actually go and witness the Colosseum in its prime time. Obviously, I
Yeah,
love it to be a gladiator and that sort of stuff.
that would be,
That would, if I could go back in history to any part, it would be to just be a
yeah,
spectator and just watch, the gladiators and fight and the animals, the
yep,
tigers, just that sort of stuff. That's yeah.
yep. Anything to do with medieval or, Vikings sacking some English
Let's just
town
be
or,
clear. I don't want to be in that thing
I don't want to be in
fighting.
the fight, just on the sidelines,
Yeah,
on the grassy knoll, watching down with your binoculars.
eating grapes and sipping vino, mate. That comes from the camel's ass. Anyway, that's
Yeah.
yeah,
That's cool.
um,
Yeah, that would be epic, wouldn't it?
yeah, absolutely. Number four. What do you?
Sorry, can I go back? Can I go
Yep,
back?
yep.
Same sort of theme as before, like up on a cliff watching the D-Day landing.
Hey, hey, it's my question.
No, that was for the last one for me.
Ah,
Watching the D-Day landing, that would be like unbelievable.
okay.
Anyway,
Number four. What do you miss most about not working anymore?
um, for me, the main thing I miss is my brain isn't as sharp as what it used to be, and I don't speak as well as what I used to, and I don't sort of think the same way. So the biggest thing I miss, obviously the fitness side of it as well, but the biggest thing for me is my brain not being engaged as much as what it used to be.
Yellow used to
Uh,
work under you. It never was. Um,
so yeah, that for me, I feel like I'm a, I'm like 25% dumber now than what I was when I was working.
yeah, fair enough. So you miss that intellectual side of things.
Yeah, not that I was very intellectual,
No, I
but
know what you're saying.
I miss that side of it. I miss, yeah, that's
No,
the one thing I miss.
happy days. Far away.
Do you miss anything? What about you?
I just miss the mateship, the coming in and the sledges and the.
Yep,
I don't
yep,
miss the bullshit that went with it, all the crap that we had to. I just miss, that select group people we had, contemplating what we're going to do for lunch. The man shake,
yep.
which is, if
Man,
anyone's
shake.
got a man shake, is the frontline special. The chips, the gravy, the cheese, all that
Yeah,
healthy shit.
delicious.
Wash it down with a
I put
coke.
on
Yeah,
about 5 kilos in a month.
yeah, me, you, and Billy.
Um, this question is a question me and Braden talk about all the time, and a question he first asked me a while back.
Hmm.
What would your superpower be, JP?
My
It can be
superpower,
any sort of power. It doesn't have to be a superhero power. It can be any sort of power, or not power. It can be anything.
honestly,
Like you see in a movie or something like that. Sorry,
to turn invisible.
that's not bad.
Reason being, one, you can go and find out what people are saying about you without them knowing. You can go into a bank and get some cash.
Mhm.
There's so many positives you'd be able to do if you were invisible, not invincible, invisible. That'll be my
Mm.
superpower.
Mine's time travel.
Oh yes, yep,
Mine's time travel. You could
lovely.
go back. Yeah, you could like go forward in time, see who wins the grand final by what score, come back, put a bet on,
Yep,
cash money,
yep.
anything like that.
Back to the Future sort of stuff.
Yeah, yep. But
Just
time travel would be my superpower, JP.
nice, lovely. Um, Question 5. When you are dead, what do you want to be remembered for?
Mate, this is my number 10 question for you.
There you go. Well, we'll get to that. We've got to hurry up, but
Um, Look, I've thought about this for a long time, ever since I can remember. Dying scares the living shit out of me. I do not want to die at all. Um, I honestly am torn. Um, I don't really care what people think about me. The only thing is as long as my family remembers me. Biggest fear for me is not being remembered. Um, and I don't know whether I want to be cremated or buried. Um, I sort of, because I don't really have a home. Like, I was born in New Zealand, come to Australia when I was 8. Um, Lived in one spot, moved, lived in another spot, moved, lived in another spot, and moved. Joined the army, then I moved all over again. So I don't really have. I've got Hughenden. Hughenden is probably the one place I've been the longest, which are where I sort of call home. But in regards to being remembered, as long as my family knows who I was and what sort of person what I was, that's all that really matters. But in regards to where and what sort of funeral and stuff, I don't know. I don't know. I want to be cremated. I don't know if I want to be buried. I do sort of want a place that my family can go and maybe visit me, or I don't know. But
easy thing
dying
is
scares the living shit out of me.
your back shed. That's where they can bury the
Right.
ashes. All right, fine.
Well,
Thank you.
mm,
Yeah.
yeah. Sorry. Next one. Um, if you're an Olympian, what sport would you be competing in? Has
Um,
to be an Olympic sport.
my favourite sport ever since growing up would be weightlifting. So I definitely practice in weightlifting. I just love watching the way they do the clean, the jerk, the weight they lift up, the grunting, the sounding, and it's an individual, proper Olympic sport where you're not competing. You haven't got a teammate. You haven't got it's you on that stage, facing your demons, proving to the world what you can do.
I didn't actually see one weightlifting event during the Paris Olympics.
I didn't either.
Like I watched a lot of the Olympics and didn't actually see any weightlifting.
Yeah, but no,
I
that's
actually thought you'd. I actually thought that you'd say boxing or weightlifting or wrestling or something like that when I was writing that question down. So
there you go.
yeah.
Number 6, if you could go back in time, what's one
Mm.
thing you would change and why?
Um, is it during my lifetime
Yep,
or just
you.
in
If
history
you
or
could
just
go,
during?
if you could go back in time to change one thing, whether that be to benefit you, benefit whatever,
Um, yep.
what would it be and why?
I often think about this. Not often, but I have thought about it. If I go back in time and change anything, then I wouldn't be where I am now. I'd probably go back. Probably wouldn't go back that far. I'd go back to maybe at the start of our house build process and probably change a few things in regards to choices and things that I made
Mhm.
along that way. So I wouldn't go back far, maybe 2 years, 3 years. I'd go back and just change a few things,
Oh,
um, a few decisions that I made.
oh, happy days. Fire away.
Right, this is a question I wanted to tell you about yesterday. Right, so you're breaking into a bank. You need a crew. You need a getaway driver and 2 gunmen. Who are you selecting?
What, as in real people or from the movies or?
Yeah, no, people you know.
Okay, so people I know. Um, Getaway driver, I'd go an old school mate, Tyler that I know because he had all the Evos, the Rexies, the Sportivos, all that sort of stuff. Could drive with his eyes closed. Just
Yep.
when I was young and stupid, so he'd be me driver.
Yep.
And me two gunmen, I would I'd probably go yourself and Bloomfield to be honest,
Oh, yeah.
because yous from our shooting days, I remember yous were the best with grouping, best with accuracy, and if I needed something taken out, I reckon I could count on both of yous to get it done.
Yeah, I'd be happy with that.
So that's my answer to your question.
I like that. Bloomy wouldn't be a bad choice at all.
Not at all. Not at
It'd
all.
be. Did you know? Question about Bloomy. We actually used to play footy for the Palmerston Raiders together
Oh, there
up
you
in
go.
Darwin. That's before we worked together.
There you go.
So yeah.
Um,
My turn? No, your
number
turn.
number 7. What song do you know every word to?
Yep, I've got a couple.
Just one.
Uh,
What song do you know every word to?
Probably first one would be Coolio Gangster's Paradise.
Lovely.
Then there's Montel Jordan, This Is How We Do It, and there's a couple others.
Lovely. Thank you.
Um, I'm probably 98%. This Is How We Do It, Montel Jordan, but Gangster's Paradise from Coolio, I'm pretty good. Do you believe in ghosts? And have you heard any ghost stories from your family or growing up and stuff like that?
No, I do not believe in ghosts. I do, being Catholic, religious, I do believe in obviously the Holy Spirit, but that, not ghosts come scare you, that sort of shit. That I don't believe in that. I never have. Um, we had some kid when I was in year 5. That apparently the room was haunted. There was a ghost. He went up there and apparently ran into a wall, split his head, had to get stitches, and I walked straight in there. And I'm like, no, that's all bullshit. Probably had one too many cups of cordial. So
Yeah.
no, I don't believe in ghosts.
Mm, mm.
Um, okay, number 8. A night in or a night out?
Oh, easy night in.
Yeah. So
Um, uh, yeah, definitely night in. A board game with the kids. If I don't feel like that, leg up, sitting back, watch a movie with the missus or game of footy. Mate, I'd much rather sit at home, watch State of Origin in front of the couch by myself where there's no fucking closet supporters that don't know the rules and that sort of bullshit. So,
except for
uh,
Magic Man, you better get save and find a second job or do something.
I'll figure it out.
All
I'll
right,
figure it out.
fire away, Ernie.
Conspiracy theories. Do you believe them? And if so, which ones?
No, I look, I don't really believe in that shit. I just think I do think the whole COVID thing's all bullshit. Um, I think that was all made up. My theory on that is that that's the way the World Leaders Organisation trying to cull the population.
Yep.
See, we've got a population problem, um, and what better way to do it through a disease?
Do you believe that we landed on the moon?
No,
Neither do I. My question is, we landed on the moon in 1969. How come we haven't been back since?
NASA's full of it, mate. Anyway,
What about 9/11?
I reckon
Inside job?
inside job for sure.
Yep.
Okay, a call or a text?
I used to be always about the call. I'd call someone, um, but I'm getting lazier. So depends if I feel like if it's a close mate, I'd rather just call. Um, but if it's someone I don't really want to talk to, or if I'm busy doing stuff, like if I'm out in the shed doing stuff, I'll just send a message so I can keep doing it,
Yeah,
then just crack on with what I'm doing. Um, 70% call, 30% text.
sweet. Fire away.
I've already asked you this question. Complete this sentence. In my fridge, you'll always find.
Mount Franklin soda water, whether that be lime. passion fruit, pineapple, peach. You will always find soda water in my fridge.
All right. What about in your cupboard?
Uh,
You'll always find what,
you'll always find wheat mix. Always.
mate? I still have Wheat Bix, if not every day, every second day now.
I'm the same, unless I change it up and have toast one morning with the kids.
Yep.
We can both agree on that one. The
100%.
city or the beach?
To say again?
The city or the beach?
Oh. Honestly, neither. Neither. I'd much rather go bush, inland. Um, Sand gets in your jocks and your socks. You can jam it up your ass. The city, I hate people. Humans suck. So no for the city as well. I'd much rather somewhere nice and quiet, rural. Seymour's the perfect size. Um, no bigger than where I am now.
Lovely.
I
Fire
just yeah. So this is the question you've already asked me. When you die, what do you want to be remembered for? What sort of burial or cremation do you want to be? Where do you want to be rested? And what sort of farewell do you want? Do you want it to be a party or a somber moment?
Now, I don't give two hoots what anyone says or thinks about me because I'm happy with my life. I've
Yep,
got everything I need. I would just want my kids to hopefully be proud of their dad and
yep,
proud of the way they were brought up. That's how I want to be remembered.
yep,
Um, as to where I want to be buried, I initially on my will it's got cremated.
yep.
Um, Ashes spread at Nobby's Beach where I spent my time growing up. However, now that I've got kids, I'm contemplating changing that to a buried cemetery so the
Mm,
kids can visit if they want to. They don't have to, but if they want to, do I want a big funeral? Absolutely not.
yep.
You don't celebrate funerals. It's nothing. You're
No,
not. Someone's died. That's
yep.
short answer. That's me. Um,
No, fair
um,
enough.
early bird or night owl?
I'd much rather be early bird.
Lovely.
Um, I hardly ever stay up later than 10 o'clock these days.
I'm the same.
Um, so it's usually um, the last of the kids go to bed about 9:30 ish. Once the kids are in bed, take the dog out the front, let it do its thing. Then me and Kat will go to bed. We'll lay in bed for however long on our phone, just unwind a little bit. Lights out, well, phone lights out, 9:30, 10 o'clock, roll over, cuddle, whatever, go to sleep.
Beautiful. Thank you.
So I only had 10 questions written down for you, bro.
All right. Well, I'm going to fire away my last ones.
Well,
Uh,
we can both answer them. How's that?
Done. What is your favorite emoji that you use?
Uh, Probably the shaka.
Shuck. Yeah. Mine's this one.
You know, the shaka is a term of measurement.
Yeah.
Yeah. So biggest one I'll probably use is the shaka. Yep.
Mine's that one.
But
Uh,
that's a Italian slash Greek thing, isn't it? Like with
yeah.
your food or whatever. Well, oh
Like,
yes.
it's okay. It's a good fuck.
Yeah.
Now, um, so the emoji. All right, number 13. Why did you start supporting the Brisbane Broncos?
Um. So I was born in 1980 in New Zealand. My family moved to Australia. So mum's Australian anyway. Dad's a Kiwi. Dad took mum back to New Zealand 9 years, or however long later, they came back to Australia. We lived at Mermaid Beach and Broad Beach down Brizzy Gold Coast area. And obviously, being in the Brisbane area, um, straight to the Brisbane Broncos. So when I first went to Australia, um, Brisbane Broncos was all I remembered growing up, and it's just stuck. But it was pretty much dad. Dad got me into supporting the Broncos.
Like,
So,
um,
um,
my dad, stepdad, but he's my real dad anyway. I just call him that. My dad took me and my brother Ben to our first game when we were real young fellas. It was Sharks versus Broncos at Shark Park, it was called then. I fell in love
Yeah.
with the Broncos, and Ben fell in love with the Sharks, and they're the team we support to today.
Did the Broncos win, or was it the
Bron-
Colours, or what was it?
Broncos. No, it was just I just love the colours, like the maroon. I'm like that's it. Happy
Mhm.
day. Um, Number 14. Why did you decide to change your career from a tanky to a truckie?
Um, so the regiment, so I was at one armored regiment. It wasn't what it used to be. A lot of the guys that I joined up with had already discharged.
Hmm.
Um, I posted, so I obviously joined up 04, 09, sorry, 010, sorry, 010, 2010, 2011. I posted to Pucker.
Hmm.
I just got sent. There was no career interviews back then, nothing. It was just the chief, the Clark, A Squadron Clark came out and said, "Oh, you've been posted to Puckapunyal." Nothing I could do about it. Anyway, that's the way it was then. Came back from posted to Pucka, so 2012, I got put in headquarters squadron.
Hmm.
2013, I tried to get out of headquarters squadron. I wanted to go back to a troop, a saber troop, tank troop. They wouldn't put me back in one. And I just felt, and I had a lot of bad experiences in headquarters squadron. The RSM hated my guts for reasons I do not know. There was one, I don't know how much time we got, but there was one,
Hurry up.
we're out bush. Kat was pregnant with Braden. So this is 2012. Kat was pregnant with Braden. We'd already been outfield 6 weeks. This is down at Shoalwater Bay. Um, Kat had a fall. She fell over and she hurt herself pretty bad. And I was talking to her one day and she said, "Hey, what's the chances of you coming home?" And I said, "I don't know." Ended the phone call, went and seen the troop leader. It was a female troop leader. I said, "Hey, this has happened." I said, "If I can be replaced, is there any chance I can go home?" And that's all. That's all I said. Um, the next day, the next day, Kat must have called. Who was it? Um, she called someone. The next day, I'm in the back of the RSM's AS4, just fucking getting belittled and just beasted for 45 minutes. He's like, "Oh, I've got a fucking letter here from such and such." I can't remember who it was or what they're called. I have to send you fucking home. All you've wanted to do was fucking get out of bush ever since you got here. This is 6 weeks into the trip. And he just roasted me.
Yeah.
Anyway, end up getting sent home. Um, then at the end of the bush trip, this is a couple weeks later, end of the bush trip, the regiment comes back in field on a Friday. He's got me in to RHQ on a Saturday and got me in front of his office and smashed me for an hour again, just because he could. But he just had it out for me. Didn't like me, so that was a big reason. And I had a really good conversation. So later on, you had a really good conversation with Righty, Drew Wright. He was a truckie at the time, posted to First Armored. He told me all the possibilities the things you can get from transport. And then 12 months later, I core transferred. So
So it all come down to something dickhead.
yeah, look, my tanky mates that if they listen to this, they might not agree, but if you're fit and fighting and strong and you're part of a combat unit or a corps, you're the greatest thing since sliced bread. But once you start getting injured or hurt, or you can't benefit the regiment or the corps, mate, you're pushed aside and treated like a piece of shit. Um, and that's sort of what happened to me in a way.
Fair enough.
So yeah,
That's a very good answer. Question 15. We've got five more to go.
yep.
What is your biggest regret in life?
Uh, um, know. I don't know really. I could say not pursuing maybe a sporting career when I was younger, but I don't know if I was good enough. I don't know. Maybe. Um,
I obviously couldn't answer the last question because I wasn't in that situation.
yeah. Was it um not making the most out of my train driving career because I was drug fucked? I was earning over $100,000 a year, good money, just not having a cent to my name. Um, there's a couple like I don't really have a biggest one. It's hard to answer that when you're in such a good place in your life now. You know what I mean? Because everything's led to this. So
Yeah.
yeah, there's a couple.
Well, my biggest regret is pissing up my money up the wall when I first got in the army. I should have got into property when I was first able to. That's my biggest
Yeah,
regret.
yep. Probably
Uh,
my regret is not being able to save money as a young fella.
yeah, well, we've all been there, done that. Number 16, what is your happiest moment or memory in your life?
Oh, it'd have to be easy. Marriage and the birth of my kids.
Yeah,
Um,
mine's the birth of the kids.
um, the birth of Braden, that was special. Obviously Sky firstborn, um, and son. Like obviously Lily's birth was very very special as well. But yeah,
I got twins, so I got the double special and the double
double special.
and double
Just
everything.
need to have a boy carry on that name for you.
Number 17, when all your children move out of home, where do you see yourself settling/retiring?
Wherever they are. So I've thought about this a lot. One thing I have actually thought about a lot. Um, so my kids haven't got to grow up with their grandkids, and I've got brothers and parents all in different states, different towns, different cities, whatever. I want to be close to my kids. I want to be close to my grandkids. I want them to come around for Christmas dinner. I want them to be able to go over their place and tip the bin out and open the fridge door and leave it open. And I want to be close to my family. I want,
So you're going to follow them if they pick up careers and go places. You're going to follow them.
yeah, I can't see my kids now leaving Victoria. Now that they're established, all their friends are here and they've been here. We've been here for a fair while now. So, well, we've been down here now for what are we in for? We've been down here 6, 7 years now. So, um, I'll be wherever they are, mate.
No, happy
They're
day.
my life now. So,
Um, Number 18, what is your dream car?
it was always growing up, not growing up, but all through my sort of late 20s and 30s. It was a HT 1967 GTS Monaro was my ideal car. That and maybe a Chevy Silverado.
Beautiful.
But my dream car was always the 1967 HT GTS Monaro. Mm. The,
Um,
da- the dark green color.
Lovely. Question
What
9.
about yourself?
My dream car. Um, I'd love a Mitsubishi Evolution Evo 9.
Evo 9
Work my
color.
shop. White,
White, yeah. White rims.
white, white, white rims, red brake calipers,
Yep,
everything out inside.
yep, yep.
Number 19. What is your dream holiday destination?
Um, so number one would be
Just one man. We've
Canada.
got 2 minutes left.
Canada, Ireland, Scotland. Yeah.
Lovely. Last question. Reason being, because it might be a bit of an answer. My holiday destination is Italy. I want to go back to see my roots and my family. Number 20. If you woke up with $1 million in your bank account tomorrow morning, what would you do? Last question.
Uh, I don't know. Probably first thing I'd have to do would be, would you worry about becoming debt free? Would you pay mortgage off? I don't know. Or would you use that money to further um, broaden your what's the word, your portfolio?
I
Um,
100% would not pay the mortgage off. I would put that in the offset account so you're not paying
yep,
any interest. And I
yep,
will leverage the properties with the cash in the bank to continue buying multiple other properties, which then
yep.
generate income paying them off while you don't sort of reap the benefits straight up. When the time they are paid off, you've now got multiple properties under your belt.
I'd have to use some money to set the kids up.
Hmm.
The kids have already got bank accounts where they're going to be able to access later on in life, but maybe set the kids up with a car each, something like that. Um, then yeah, use some of the money to invest. Knowing what I know now from you, go do that investment property thing, start getting that
Yeah,
portfolio going, get that income streaming in. So,
yeah,
yep,
absolutely. No, that brings us to the end of the question and answer. I actually enjoyed doing that. It was good fun.
it was really good actually. Yeah.
Come under just in time. Anything else you want to add before we wrap it up?
No, no, I'm good, mate.
No, happy days. Well, if you made it at the end, thanks for listening. We hope you enjoyed. That's just a bit of truth about us, and yeah, we will catch you on the next one. Have a good night.